Hipe TV would like to welcome Lee Ashton Buckton. He's a singer and a singer and a singer and a singer, I've been told. But I'm sure there's more to Lee they would like to believe, and so we're going to find it out. Welcome to Hipe TV. Thanks for joining us. He's got a very firm grip, so if you'd like to test that at some point, you can. So tell us about you and your singing. You've got quite a beard. You'll be looking very similar at the moment.
Twins.
Twins? Separated at birth. So tell us about Lee Ashton Buckton.
Alright, so I'm from the Cape Flats. I grew up in Ashland for the most part. I've traveled a bit. I've been to America. I've performed there. At the moment, I am doing film at UWC. I studied film with Shelley Berry. And that's been going great. But mainly I'm trying to put out some music. So I'm working on my EP right now.
Oh wow.
And that's very, very, very exciting.
Okay. So you say you've traveled a little bit out of South Africa, out of your hometown, out of your home country, and you've been in the States?
Yeah, in Florida.
In Florida?
Florida.
So how did you get there? You just decide one day, I'm going to go to Florida.
Well, it's kind of an interesting story actually. I was in Joburg for a bit.
Okay.
I left the army. So I was in the army. I was in Joburg.
So you were in the army?
Yeah. I was in the military first in 2010.
Am I okay? Like.
Yeah, you're okay. If you don't try anything.
Okay, don't try anything.
I can operate guns.
Okay.
Alright, so I was in the army for a bit, and then I left and I went to Joburg, and I worked in Joburg, and then I had a gig at a church.
Alright.
It was very random, and then I was noticed by some guy, and he offered me a show in America.
Okay.
So then I just went over for like a 3-month gig, and in Florida.
Okay.
And it happened to be a 2-year gig, just hustling and making it happen and performing. And actually at one point, I got a chance to perform for John Travolta and Tom Cruise in the same audience, which was quite
John Travolta
a moment
and
for me.
Tom Cruise
In the same audience.
You know, I don't want to show off. It's not about me, but Tom Cruise follows me on Twitter.
What?
Oh yeah.
That is amazing.
I do.
That is very dope.
That's the acting side. He might not follow me after this stuff.
If he sees this.
So did you guys meet those two? John Travolta?
I didn't have a chance to meet them, but I was pretty close to them when I was on stage and performing. Like they were in the front row.
Yes.
And Tom Cruise is very excited, so he was like jumping up and down and going like, oh.
Which he does.
Yes, he's like applauding before I even started singing. He was like, it's so good for him. So
Lovely.
it was very exciting.
So you have traveled quite a bit and you've got some experience internationally. What would you say the differences between local Cape Town South African performance are versus international?
I've put a lot of thought into this. And for me, when I came home to Cape Town, like having this international background, I always thought that the same would happen for me here because I'm local, I'm from here, it's easier. But in America, it was a lot easier for me to get gigs. I mean, I could make a living off it.
Yes.
You know, I could afford a car, I could do all these things.
Yes.
Where in Cape Town, you need to know the right people, you need to hustle constantly.
Yes.
That's harder, and people don't easily pay in Cape Town.
Yes.
That I think was the major sort of thing that I noticed.
Would you say it's a third world element versus a first world element, or is it just the people?
That's a tricky question. I think.
I know.
I think it's a third world element, but I don't particularly consider South Africa to be third world.
No, I always say it's a third world with first world elements.
Yeah, it's not completely third world. It's not Africa.
Yeah.
You know, there's Africa,
Africa.
then there's South Africa.
I've never heard that before. Africa. Let's challenge you on that.
Like,
what is your definition of
Africa? Okay, you know, like when people say like when I was in America, they would say, "Oh, you're from Africa." You know, it seems like this big whole thing. It's not. They are. What seems as though they aren't aware that there are actually countries within Africa.
Yes.
So when I say South Africa is not Africa, like we don't face the same things that the rest of Africa faces, like every day. Like
Or some certain aspects.
Some things, yeah.
Okay. Now tell us about your family. You said you're from Cape Town.
Yes.
So you were brought up in a nuclear home, or? Do they? You know what a nuclear home is?
No, please inform me, so
A nuclear home is like, you know, the mother, the father, maybe the brother, the sister.
Oh no, like, okay, about my upbringing now.
Yes.
My upbringing was quite, I don't think I had the easiest upbringing in life. I had to sort of just make it happen for myself at times.
Okay.
And therefore I believe that we should be our own cheerleaders the majority of the time.
Yes.
To make things happen. I still hang up with my mom and my dad and my brothers and sisters. We do interact, but I mean, and it's great now, everything is all rosy now, but it wasn't always rosy while growing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you say you got brothers and sisters as well.
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Altogether, we are 6.
Parents, no TV.
Yes. But you know, if you look at it like this, it's like my mom has 4 children
Yes.
and my dad has 4 children.
Okay.
Does that make sense? But
It does.
altogether we're 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did lower grade standard grade maths or something. So how supportive are your parents with regards to your singing side of things?
Oh wow, that's very interesting.
And now your acting side.
Yes, that's very interesting. My dad, I feel of late, took my singing quite seriously because he attends my shows.
Oh, wow.
He's very active. My last show, he bought 8 tickets.
Wow.
And gave it to his friends and everything. So he's very like, he's there. Like he's
proud.
He's proud of his son.
Come and check my son
my
out.
is
Here's a
singing.
ticket for you.
Exactly. And he's been to my shows. Yeah, so I'm really happy right now because they see it as something of value. It's not just this, what is he doing? He's again at the show, he's doing this, he's doing that.
Yeah.
But after he was at the show, we saw that, wow, he's creating some impact.
Yes.
He's creating something. So let me just be there and support that.
Yes. And your mom?
My mom is also there. I mean, she's always sort of believed in me,
Yes.
in what I do, and so on, in terms of singing and whatever. I love the moms. Yeah.
Okay, now the reason I ask that is because every time we interview somebody here at Hipe TV about their career, it's always nice to find out the kind of support they have. And I've now covered the basis of the parents and the community you come from. You've left them and then you come back to them. How have they received you?
I think it's been a journey. It wasn't instant. It took some time for me to sort of develop because when I lived in Cape Town, before I left to Joburg and Army and stuff, I wasn't an artist or a performer or a known performer. So I sort of became an artist overseas or in Joburg at least, and then overseas. So, and then when I returned, I was new. Who's this Lee Ashton person?
Yes.
So I had to work my way and network and meet people like you and, you know, the industry and so on, to make a name for myself.
Well, you know, I mean, I was told once that I've chosen the path less traveled. And you certainly have done that. And I wish you all the best. And if you'd like to connect with him, these links should be appearing on the video right now.
Over here.
Over here. We thank you very much, Lee Ashton Buckton, for coming to chat to us today, and I wish you all the best for your career.
Thank you so
for joining
much.
us here at Hipe TV.